Come have a look at this. One of my favorite parts about Crocodile Bridge Rest Camp. There are plenty of lion in this area. How special was that? Crocodile Bridge Rest Camp is located in the southeastern corner of the Kruger National Park, and I'll be camping here for the next few nights. I'm going to be filming as much wildlife as possible. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I was just walking around inside of Crocodile Bridge Camp looking at the bird life and filming those banded mongoose, and I heard this elephant grazing along the fence line. There's actually quite a lot going on here. I've seen a bushbuck family with quite a small lamb and a family of warthogs, and now I've stopped and I'm filming a bearded scrub robin which is feeding a fledgling. You can see it sort of forages around for food in the grass and then flies up and takes it to its chick. It's really interesting to watch. And it is summer, so this is the time of year when there are plenty of birds nesting and feeding their young. Even though Crocodile Bridge is one of the smaller rest camps in the Kruger National Park, there's a lot of animal activity inside of the camp. The birds and animals are quite used to the people, so you can get up close and get some decent footage as well. This afternoon I decided to head straight up the tar road from Crocodile Bridge towards Lower Sabi, and there's a female lion that was next to the road, but it's moved off. This lioness was showing some interest in a mixed herd of zebra and wildebeest, and I thought something could happen. But she was interrupted by a flock of helmeted guinea fowl. My time at Crocodile Bridge started off really well, but the truth is the Kruger is so special. It doesn't matter what you see on your drives. Just being here carries a feeling that is really unique. And I was really excited for what the next few days had in store for me. On my first morning drive, I did the roads close to the camp. I wanted to get an understanding of what was happening in the area. I'm parked next to a small body of water which has a hippo in it, and it's busy using its tail to scoop up the water and flick it onto its back. Impala have come past, and every time the hippo flicks his tail they get a fright. I'm going to carry on heading down the S25 for a few Ks, and then turn around and head back to Crocodile Bridge when things start to warm up. I've just stopped here and I'm watching a herd of elephant that are huddled together in a bit of shade, and there are a few young ones in this herd. A really small one is lying beneath its mother. You don't often see that sort of thing. Obviously not used to this heat. On the opposite side of the road there's another young one which is drinking from its mother. The highlight of my morning was definitely the bullfrog that I saw on the side of the road feeding on the flying ants. This area had its first summer rains quite recently, and at the moment there are a lot of small creatures like that, and they're out and about. The campsite I'm on seems to have its own resident southern black flycatcher family, with 2 fledglings that are constantly calling out to the parents to bring them food. I'd like to introduce you to the Kruger Park Birding app, which is Kruger specific with updated distribution maps, birding hotspots, and then my favorite feature which tells you what birds can be found in each rest camp. This app will drastically improve your Kruger birding experience, and I can highly recommend it. The download link is in the video description, and if you choose to use the link you will also be supporting the channel. That afternoon I headed north up the tar road to the H5, went down to the S25 and circled back to Crocodile Bridge. I'm at the Vahami Bridge watching a yellow-billed stork fish in the water. I think it's the same yellow-billed stork that I saw this morning. And this is also where I saw the 2 female lions just up ahead, north from where I am at the moment, about 200 meters. And a few people reckon that this area around the Vahami Bridge is the best area in the whole park for seeing lions. And just judging from my past experiences, I would probably have to agree with that. There are plenty of lion in this area. just got back to Crocodile Bridge now, but as always, the game viewing doesn't stop when the gates close in the evenings. Come have a look at this. One of my favorite parts about Crocodile Bridge Rest Camp. How special was that? Those lesser bush babies live in a fence pole and only come out when the sun goes down to forage for food. And they weigh about 200 grams, so they're tiny. Definitely one of the cutest things I've seen. And while I was walking back to the campsite, I saw these two yellow-breasted apalises huddled up, sleeping on a branch. And I can remember a few years ago when my dad and I were walking around Satara looking for owls, we saw a few bird species sleeping in trees, and we hadn't seen that sort of thing before. And the bushbucks are still here grazing on the lawn. Definitely a clever idea, away from any leopards and lions. It's just gone 5 to 5 and I'm on the road that runs from Crocodile Bridge to Malalan Gate, the S25, and it's been a good start to the morning. Very kind of these lions to lie down right next to the road so you don't have to look too hard to see them. And there's a lion calling in the distance which has got them to sit up. It's been some strange weather this morning. When I started my drive from Crocodile Bridge, it was really warm, even though it was 4:30. And since then, some clouds have covered the sun and it even started drizzling earlier. I'm here at Biamiti Bridge, and I was busy watching a herd of impala when I heard a grey-headed kingfisher calling. It's definitely one of the birding highlights of the trip. Actually been a good morning in terms of the bird sightings. Don't often get to see that bird, and to catch it calling on camera, that's something I haven't been lucky enough to get, so really happy about that. I'm gonna chill here underneath the gazebo. Thank goodness I've got one. A dwarf mongoose just came past now and it was resting in the shade underneath the car. Definitely unusual to see one on its own. Usually they're in groups of up to 20 individuals. And this one was calling out, so it was definitely looking for other members of its group. This video was made possible by making use of the motion mount to stabilize my camera and lens when filming from inside of the vehicle. If you're interested in this product, visit the website and order yours today. So this afternoon I've decided to do the S25, the same route that I did this morning. I've just found it to be the most productive road while I've been staying in the Crocodile Bridge area, and there's a small pack of wild dogs just about 25 meters off of the road here. The thing is, it's just gone 4:30 and it's still a bit too hot for them to get active. I think I'm gonna end up waiting here for the afternoon. I just don't see the point in driving off to go find something when there are wild dog right here that could get up and do something. So yeah, hopefully it pays off, but I think it's worth the risk. I haven't seen wild dogs yet. The few hours I spent waiting were definitely worth it. The youngest members of the pack were the first to get active, and they came over and inspected the vehicle. They did this for a few minutes and the views were great. Once the adults started moving around, the pack headed off on a late afternoon hunt. Guys, how incredible was that? I can't tell you how pleased I am that waiting there the whole afternoon paid off. What an unbelievable sighting that turned out to be. It's just gone 20 past 6 and I need to head back to camp now. The wild dogs darted off. It looks like they were after impala, but too late to follow them and hang around now. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sitting here at the gate and it's just gone 25 past 4. I'm going to do the same route that I did yesterday morning along the Crocodile River to Biamiti Bridge and then back to camp slowly. Hopefully I can get lucky. Yesterday was a good day. Those wild dogs were a real treat. The first wild dog I've seen on this trip so far. Very lucky to see those 4 lion this morning. I think those are the same 4 that I saw yesterday. It was around the same area and a very similar time. At the moment I'm at Biamiti Bridge and I've got here earlier than expected. So instead of turning around, I'm going to carry on driving along the Crocodile River Road. And there's a nice cinnamon-breasted bunting on the bridge feeding on the long grass. And waiting at the gate this morning shows you that even when the Kruger is really, really quiet like it is at the moment, the chances of being the first person at the gate in the morning is so slim. But I really can't tell you how special it is to be here and how special mornings like this are. While I was driving along the road, they actually flew down from the tree that they would have roosted in last night, and they moved off to forage for food for the day. You can actually hear one calling now. A few actually calling to each other, and then the woodlands kingfisher. But you can hear them, the sound is like a doo-doo, doo-doo. Another real highlight while I was staying at Crocodile Bridge was seeing this mother warthog with all her piglets. They seem to be living in the drainage pipe that runs beneath the road. It was very sweet to watch them nursing from their mother. It's really, really warm. It's forecast to be 41 degrees today, and yesterday was forecast at 39. So I'm definitely going to have to take another shower to cool down later. And while I've been in the camp, a pair of cardinal woodpeckers came past, and the southern black flycatcher chick, or fledgling, has been calling non-stop for its mom to bring it food. But really, really warm today. And even though the wind is blowing, there's no relief. I'm sure that this is what it feels like to sit inside of an air fryer. So I ended up doing the same thing that I did yesterday, which is take a cold shower to cool down. And I walked around the camp and saw a golden-tailed woodpecker, which was feeding on something in the knot of the tree. And now I'm on a drive, but it's still very warm. And I checked the trail camera from last night. It looks like all it picked up was bushbuck on the outside of the fence and on the inside of the fence. So some in the camp and out of the camp. Yeah, but strange. Usually you see hyena patrolling up and down the fence around the campsite. And then out of nowhere, a leopard appeared from beneath the Biamiti Bridge. What an unbelievable ending to my time at Crocodile Bridge Rest Camp. That's probably the 4th or 5th time that I've gone to the Biamiti Bridge. I was just thinking how I haven't seen a leopard in the last 4 days while I've been at Croc Bridge, and then one appeared from the bushes. I hope I got decent footage for you guys, but if I never, I'm sure there's enough so you can sort of get an idea of the moment. But absolutely unbelievable. That evening a storm brewed in the distance, but luckily it never came too close. And then the cherry on top, as I was leaving Crocodile Bridge to head to Bergendal, this magnificent lion came strolling down the road toward me. He looked like he was on a mission. What an unforgettable way to end the Crocodile Bridge part of the trip. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't seen my previous episode, be sure to check it out.